Hello viewers, today's topic is function of each part of the transformer. So in that first part of the transformer is, so this is the holding frame. So holding frame is the frame which holds the winding of the transformer, which is nothing but LV and HV and core. So both core and winding will be uh, placed between the holding frame. This act as a supporter to the winding and core of the transformer. Next part is LV and HP coils. So this is LV coil and this is nothing but HP coil. LV coil is nothing but low number of turns are less and cross section area is more. So look at this thickness is more, and this is nothing but HV winding, more number of turns and less number of, and less cross section area. Cross section area of the HV winding is very less, and to recognize the difference between LV and HV winding, so I explained in the constructional details of the transformer, so you can watch those videos. And next part of the transformer is, so placement of LV winding. So this is the frame, supporting frame, which I discussed in the first slide. And so this is the supporting frame, and this is the core which I placed between the supporters, and this is the insulation. So insulation placed between core, and next I should place the winding. So first of all, near to the core we should place the insulation, that is must be LV insulation. So why we should place winding LV insulation, I discussed it in the constructional of the transformer. So next slide is, so look at this one. This is the, I am placing the winding. I am placing the winding after the insulation, and in between the insulation and winding, I'm placing numbers, nothing but supporters, which provides the gap between insulation and winding, so that transformer oil can flow between insulation and transformer winding, so that the winding temperature will be observed by the transformer oil. So why the temperature will be produces? Because of the copper losses. Due to the copper losses, some temperature will be exist in the transformer uh, coil, so that the temperature will be observed by the transformer oil. So look at this zoomed diagram. So this is a gap, so you can see the gap here. So the transformer oil easily flow between insulation and winding, so that the winding temperature will be observed by the oil. Next part of the, this is the actual supporters will be like this between the insulation and the transformer winding. And this is a complete LV winding. After placing the complete winding, the structure will be like this. And next, after the LV winding, we should place the HV insulation. So this is the HV insulation. After HV insulation, we should place again some gap supporters, and this is the placement of HV winding. So look at this one. These are the HV LV winding will be like this, and between these two some insulation we should place. And this is nothing but a LV HV winding. Sorry, HV winding. HV winding is nothing but more number of turns. Look at this one. More number of turns which are having small cross section area. So will be placed like this. And this is the actual. This is the placement of HV winding in a step-by-step manner, and between HV and HV winding some gap will be provided. This gap is only to flow the transformer oil between the coils to observe the temperature produced by the copper losses. So this is the transformer tank. So we know very well transformer tank, which we can see outside of our neighbor areas, and where the transformer will be placed near to our streets. So we can see this transformer. So this transformer is the supporting So this is the supporting and to the transformer core and frame and winding, so which will protect from the outside disturbances, so the total frame will be placed in the transformer. So this is the main tank of the transformer, we can see, and this is the conservator tank of the transformer. So conservator tank function is similar to the surge tank in the hydel power plant. How the surge tank works in the hydel power plant, similarly conservator tank also same function, which means if the load on the transformer increases, if the load on the transformer increases, the oil in the transformer will be sent to the conservator tank, and if the load on the transformer reduces, oil will be releases to the transformer tank. So that's why the conservator tank will be placed at the top of the main tank. Next part of the transformer is breather. So function of a breather is which absorb the moisture which is available in the air inside the transformer. So the material which is used in the breather is silica gel. Silica gel appears in the blue color. Silica gel appears in the blue color, and whenever load changes on the transformer, it will absorb the air from the outside of the transformer. Definitely air contains some dust particles and moisture, so and the moisture will be absorbed by the this silica gel, so which is placed in the breather. So after absorbing the moisture, and the color of the silica gel will be converted into pink color, so that we can, according to the changing of the color, we can replace the silica gel. So you can see this one, the color of the silica gel appears in the pink color, so that we should change the silica gel, then only it will absorb the moisture. Next part of the transformer is bushings and terminals. So look at this one, it is having more strings, more, and the length of this bushing is more, and this is the only 3 discs are there, here more discs are there, and here terminal thickness is more, here terminal thickness is less, here also terminal thickness is less, here also terminal thickness is more, compared to these 3. So here discs are more, so here discs are more, here discs are here discs are 3 only, here more discs are available. So more discs are available means HV, we can say HV in the power system, you can decide. So one disc will be equal to the 11 kV, so that this is more discs are there, so that this is HV, and HV is nothing but low current, so the terminal thickness is less, and here less number of discs are there, so that this is LV, and LV is nothing but more cross section area, so the thickness of the terminal is more. So this is separately placed, this is only R by B, here also R by B, this is nothing but separately placed, this is nothing but a neutral of the 3 phase. So this is nothing but incoming, this is nothing but towards the load. So these are the bushings and the terminals of the transformer. And the next part is Buchholz relay. Next part of the is Buchholz relay. So actual location of the Buchholz relay is here. This is placed between transformer main tank, and this is the conservator tank. This Buchholz relay placed between main tank of the transformer and conservator tank of the transformer. The function of the Buchholz relay is, if whenever between coil to coil short circuit takes place, between turns to turn short circuit takes place, between transformer winding to core short circuit takes place, in such a cases huge gas will be releases. So in the small faults, if such a fault is small, this Buchholz relay will provide the alarm, so that the person who is working in the substation he will alert and he will disconnect the supply. So if any big fault occur in the transformer, inside the transformer, this relay, this Buchholz relay automatically disconnect the transformer from the supply. So I explained already in the video of Buchholz relay, so you can watch that one. So this is the placement of Buchholz relay. This appears like this. Next, so main part of the transformer, another main part of the transformer is radiator and radiator wings and cooling tubes. So this is the another main part of the transformer. Actually, the oil which oil generally in the transformer tank, which observes the temperature of the uh, LV and HV winding. So if the temperature, if it is continuously absorbs the temperature of the oil also increases. So but our intention is to reduce the temperature of the transformer. So to reduce the temperature, oil will be, so oil should circulate between the radiators through these tubes. So if when the oil is sent to the radiators, so outside air will be like this. Outside air will be flow through the radiators. So that the outside air will observe the temperature of the oil, and so that the temperature of the oil will be decreases and it will circulate. High temperature of the oil will be sent to the top portion of the top part of the tubes, and low temperature of the oil will be sent back to the transformer tank. This is general, just like a boiling of the water. So high temperatured molecule will be sent to the top portion, and low temperature of the molecules will be sent to the bottom portion. Continuously this process will take place in the transformer, and the temperature of the core and winding will be reduced in this process. Next, on-load tap changes. So generally on-load tap changes. Why we should place the on-load tap changes? If the load on the transformer increases, voltage drops takes place. So more voltage drops takes place. So in such a cases, we should change the tap position. So if we change suppose if the loads increases suddenly, the regulation will be 20%. I assume 20%, so that our intention is to reduce the regulation 20% to 15%. Then what is the alternative? So we should change the tap position, so that regulation will be decreases. So by using on-load tap changing, we can reduce the regulation of the transformer, and this tap changing will be explained separately in the another video, so you can watch later. So this is also radiator wings and cooling tubes, and already we have different types of cooling methods, naturally and air forced and air forced uh, natural oil. So different types of methods are there. So this is another method, air force. We should this if it is high rating of the power transformer, then we should separately provide the fans like this, and by using fans we can reduce the temperature of the oil. So this is the temperature gauge. So it will measure the temperature of the transformer oil, and it will indicate the temperature. According to the temperature we should operate. And explosion vent. So explosion vent, the function of the explosion vent is whenever a small short circuit takes place in the transformer tank, inside the main transformer tank, so some gases will be released. So such a gases will be sent to the this explosion vent, and if any moisture will be available in the transformer oil, that oil also will be sent to this explosion vent. This is the function of explosion vent. And so generally the winding temperature is should not exceed 55 degrees. So this is the maximum temperature of the winding. So and coil temperature. So the temperature of the coil also maximum temperature is, sorry, this is nothing but oil, not coil. So temperature of the oil is 50 degrees. So it should not increase more than 50 degrees. So according to that we should operate. So if it is more than 50 degrees, we should turn off the transformer. So these are the all parts of the transformer and the function of each transformer I explained clearly. And so you can watch this video and repeatedly so that you can understand more. Thank you for watching.